So can you guess what's creeping up behind us all? Moments our torture. So you've taken your guess? It's school! Ah! You may be wondering, why should you be so afraid of school? And then there could be some of you that say, well, school isn't that bad. It's not too bad. It's actually pretty fun. Shut up. School is not fun. I don't know how you enjoy that. Sitting in different rooms for a couple of minutes or hours just for whatever. How is that fun? I'd love to know. You know what? Every person I kill, they're getting sent to school! See, there may be some of you that don't deal with the problems that most Texans would have to deal with. I should say the Mexican border, it gets bad really, really bad. Like hell no bad. I'm talking about hot Cheeto girls, loud hot Cheeto girls, the popular girls, those kind of girls. Imagine this, you're going to school, it's barely 7. It's barely 7 in the morning and you just arrived at school, you're tired, you don't want to deal with anything, and the first thing you hear is girls screaming at the top of their lungs because that's just what they do, right? It's about average day for a Texan near the border. Well, let's start with you're barely getting into your school, you barely have started learning about your school schedule, and the first teacher you have, it's math. And not only that, but it's not even a good teacher either. You have a terrible teacher for math and you're gonna hate it dreadfully all of the school year. Can you die? There we go. Let's talk about something else. You just get into, let's say, English or history class, and then they be asking you the worst kind of question you could ever be hearing, especially if you're an introvert. Can you guess which one that is? It's called icebreaker! In other words, being forced by the teacher to tell others about yourself, and nobody wants to do that, bro. No one is feeling that happy enough going back to school to be talking about themselves, but doing that is just not worth it at all. Sir, I wish you wouldn't do that. I wish you wouldn't do that. I wish you wouldn't do that. You got that, bro. Brick. Awesome, dude. There's no escape. There's no escape. You're gonna die. That's it. That's it. GG's, buddy boy. Let's talk about the buses for the first day of school, because school is terrible. Let's think about worst case scenario. The bus is taking forever to get to your place, your house, because it doesn't know where to go. Not only that, but whenever you get to the bus, you see that it's full to the brim. By that, I mean every seat is taken by at least one person, and so you're forced to choose who you're going to sit with because you can't choose an empty seat. You can't be all nonchalant in one seat, no, you gotta share it with someone else. Let's say that the good seats are taken and now you're forced to deal with someone who's weird per se, I don't know. But just someone you probably wouldn't want to sit with in the morning. And get to the bus, you take your seat unwillingly was next to someone else, and then the bus starts getting loud. As you're in there, the bus is just gonna start getting loud because people are just people. And then not only is the bus getting louder, but it's taking forever to get to school because the bus driver is still not used to it yet. And so you have to start dealing with that fact that the bus driver might take just a little bit longer to get to school, and you're gonna dread every single second of it. Alright, Orange, I don't know about this predicament. Of course, you just have enough reach to do that, because why wouldn't you? Alright, here we are, back to school again. You've just arrived. You dealt with all the hot Cheeto girls, whatever the hell. You passed a couple classes. say math and I don't know, whatever subject you want to think about. Say you get to your middle class, like you're halfway through the day. Let's say it's science you have. Science teacher gives you 1,000,000 pages of homework along with the other several teachers that are left from science. And you will now have an existential crisis about the fact that you have 1,000,000 pages of homework. But I don't want to deal with the homework. Well, that's too damn bad, Timmy. And if you thought getting all that homework was bad enough, it gets worse. Now, after you've gone through the day of school, you're finally about to get back home. It takes, again, a little longer because the bus driver needs to get used to it. You finally get to home, and then you're dealing with your parents, whoever you got. They start giving you a bunch of chores to do because that's just what they do, right? Buddy boy, you're not him. Get out of here. Gotta speed up, Buster. So yeah, you've gotten home and your parents are giving you all this extra chores you gotta do on top of all the early homework that you got because that's just how life is, isn't it? Unless you happen to be in a school where they probably don't give you a lot of homework or that much or even give you homework to begin with. Or if you just somehow happen to have the luckiest, no, just luckiest life, you just happen to be anywhere at every time in every perfect situation. Alright, buddy boy, I need you to stop doing that. Be doing that around these parts, buddy boy. Yeah, you are not doing that, Neo, my guy. I fell off on accident because I held my A key on accident for just a little too long. Because now your parents are giving you side quests to do. Hold on. Buddy boy. Buddy boy, please. Well, that was the most useless ender pearl I've ever seen anyone do, but alright. So as you thought you were about to finally relax after doing your parents' chores, after doing the homework, no. Your parents give you a side quest that you gotta do. And guess what? You have to go somewhere with them. There's no choice. You can't go anywhere else. An absolutely horrifying experience, I know. One dreads that moment. You do whatever the side quest is, and you barely just get home at like maybe 9 or 10. You haven't gotten to enjoy absolutely anything yet whatsoever. Hold on. Let me cook. Let me cook. I said, let him cook. Mind me. So we're voiding, I held E again. So as we finally end off here, you finally get home at like 9 or maybe 10, and then your parents are telling you to go to sleep, and you didn't even get to enjoy that day. Everything just went terrible, horrifying, mortifying.